The Little Inventors Challenge Mission Protect Our Oceans is led by NSERC in partnership with the Canadian Commission for UNESCO. Take the plunge and become an ocean scientist with us. Help us keep our oceans healthy and solve some of the problems they face with your own invention idea to protect the oceans. In this video, you will find out about the weather and the role of the Arctic Ocean and its importance in the fight against climate change, and how to enter the challenge. The Arctic Ocean is the smallest and shallowest ocean on Earth. It covers less than 3% of the Earth's surface. It is also the coldest. In winter, it is almost fully covered in ice, and about 50% covered in ice in the summer. Canada has more Arctic land than other nations, but one of the smallest Indigenous population, all included in the Northwest Territories of Nunavut and Yukon, and some parts of Newfoundland, Labrador, and northern Quebec. The Arctic climate typically consists of long, cold winters for most of the year, and short, cool summers that take place over about 2 months over June to August. It can be as cold as minus 50 degrees Celsius in winter and just above 0 degrees in the summer, the freezing point of water. To give you an idea of how cold this is, a normal home freezer is normally set at a temperature of minus 18 degrees. Because of this long period of extremely cold, consistent weather, the Arctic Ocean is an important ally in keeping the Earth's temperature down. The atmosphere and the oceans act as a double act to warm and cool the planet. The sun rays warm up the oceans, and the land and the oceans cool the atmosphere down. The surface of the Arctic Ocean is covered in ice most of the time, and the sea ice is white, so it reflects back the rays of the sun. This means sun rays don't get to the ocean water, which is effectively protected from heating up, even in summer. All over the world, air and water temperature is rising, but the situation in the Arctic is much worse. Temperatures are rising 2 to 3 times faster than temperatures elsewhere. This is called Arctic amplification. This is because as white ice melts, there is more dark ocean surface absorbing the sunlight, and the ocean gets warmer. And the cycle continues, where the more the sea ice melts, the more the ocean warms up, something scientists call a positive feedback loop, or in other words, a vicious circle. Glaciers are large sheets of snow and ice that are found on land all year long and cover about 10% of all land worldwide. They are part of the water cycle, even though the water in them moves very slowly. They are also a great record of climate history. Scientists have established that glaciers all over the world have been melting for at least the last 50 years, and the rate of melting is speeding up. Scientists estimate that if all glaciers were to melt completely, Montreal and Halifax would disappear underwater. If we do nothing, the oceans are expected to rise more than a meter by 2100. Preserving glaciers is an important part of fighting climate change. In the Arctic Circle, you will also find permafrost, land made of soil, rocks, and frozen waste that has been frozen continuously for at least 2 years, although some has been frozen for tens or hundreds of thousands of years. But since the 70s, scientists have observed a thawing of the permafrost, which happens faster in the northernmost points. This can lead to serious problems. Two big problems are that usually stable ground can sink, which risks damaging roads and buildings on top, and it releases methane and carbon dioxide, which have been trapped inside for thousands of years. Scientists are hard at work trying to find some solutions to help preserve the elements in nature that are frozen, also known as the cryosphere. But these are hugely expensive solutions at present. Some scientists have thought of building tunnels under the sea to redirect warm waters away from the Arctic, or giant walls to protect the ice from the rays of the sun, as they are never directly above and could be shielded. Ice 911 wants to cover young, thin ice in floating glass microbeads that act like a layer of white grains of sand and help to protect the ice by reflecting sunlight off the surface of the ice. They are made of silica, formed from the two most available materials on Earth, silicon and oxygen, and it's being assessed to make sure it is safe for animals and the ecosystem. How can you help protect the oceans? Time to get inventing. 15 of your invention ideas will be made real to celebrate the launch of the Decade of Ocean Science in 2021. Check out our resources online, our other themed videos, and our inventors logs to develop and prototype your ideas. You can find them at nserc.littleinventors.org.